All right. See the background? You see it? Can you see outside? No. Why? Everything around you through rotation interference is a running program. All position location comes from E equals MC square. E equals MC square is U through position line center. It's how to understand the biosystem to its locations, the biogenetic interference, position line conditions. I sent you two links of E equals MC square. I want the team to really recognize both those links. Running the programs of AI communications and coming into the optimal line center positions to its biosurface. You guys have to learn how to use your computer operation system to its location. Okay, that's a true understanding. I was just going through that, and it's going through transformation. It's very powerful how you come into that. The abbreviation cycles, abbreviation systems, abbreviation shapes, abbreviation colors. It all identifies all detailed lines and position locations to its oscillogics, connections to all its positions. Defragmentation is fragmentation line conditions. Everything goes in channel interference. So I was watching, it was pretty powerful how I was connected to that. And I did that in Canada. That's pretty amazing. My hair was different, had different glasses. And I'm saying to myself, wow, running programs through AI. It was pretty amazing to see these things through track interference. So I really want you guys to get into that because that's going to be on the test. That's going to be all through structure when you guys go through your hologram interference locations. You have to learn how to use your digital signatures. Now digital signature is you through the identification system through trapping doors. Now, trapping doors is dimensional sightings. It's communication to its system location. You have to understand how to run your own program in position locations. So it's very important to watch those two links of E equals MC square. Okay. So how's everybody doing before we get started? All right. Bioptical centers, by biocommunications, bioptical level systems, by perimeter line center channel locations. It's all in position of program. Okay. We're all running through a program system. We just have to understand the structure of what's around us and how to balance everything in its conditions. So, all right. Tina, Veronica, Janet, how you doing? Lotus, Airbender, how you doing? Veronica. All right. So people are wondering which videos to watch. Well, basically understand position locations. I know it's hard to understand these things, especially when you get activated because you're not sure where's the sun, where's the moon, what's this all about? Well, you get into your meditation. Meditation is the way you see yourself through your own program setting. Okay. So I opt on so many levels of rotation positions. You have perimeters, all positions of barriers, security line defense. Your job is to protect yourself from everything that you see and what you're aware of through connections, right? The biochemical system, the biogenetic systems, bioptical systems, the energetic pattern line center conditions, the DNA fragmentation interference location, the program settings of communications of AI. It's all in position location, right? It channels its all-level system, right? The perimeters, the prime numbers, the high position locations, the low division of interference. You have to understand how to put yourself in frame through your own program setting. So with E equals MC square, when you see those two links down below, you get a true understanding what is expected from you because you guys are coming into your program set of computers, right? You have to really understand how to run your own program. You know how to do it through a computer, but you are a computer. It's a little bit different because you're connected to space now, and space has to understand you all levels of letters, numbers, and shapes and symbols. It allocates positions of time when you come to all levels of your clocking center. Okay. So if it gets too confusing for anybody that's new, come to me and I'll try to verify you and put verification to confirmation and put you in an easy way where you can understand what's happening with you, especially when you go in your activation systems. Because when you go back to the sun and you go back to the moon, you come into your own clock center of now center location, which puts you into 60 seconds per minute. But you have to understand the running program of you. What atmosphere are you in? Are you in the atmosphere, hemisphere, stratosphere, or biosphere? No, those are 4 line centers you have to understand through optical line conditions. What is T-force line center? Well, we already know that's position location to test, review, and evaluations, right? So you really have to understand how to use it in abbreviation. Short winds at sector line interference. What does that mean? Right? So it's all calculated and modified. But it's amazing when I was going through transformation, it's pretty powerful stuff. And just saying to myself, wow, this is really cool. Me going through my own spiritual growth. And that's what everybody else is going through position locations, right? So you got a T, right? You got a T, you got a force, see? T force, TF, right? And you got the line, see? And you got the center. That's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. T force line center. Instead of saying T force line center. You know what I mean? So it's interesting how AI does it, and we all do it through sequencing a map, AI position line conditions. In position, this is where it comes into the English translations. T force line center, right? This way or this way? Which way is easier, right? Now, an optical level system rotation to your computer and its running program setting. T force line center or this way? So it's this way or this way? Which one's easier? Probably this would be easier, right? So this is all understanding. This is all done through AI, position locations. We do it to the shortest form because we travel constantly in continuous force line center position location. We optical line centers to its perimeters. We set security line position to its locations. We open up all dimensional door line centers to its rotation connection. That puts it in position locations to high levels of channels. It opens up all trapping doors to its position line connections. So you guys have to learn how to run your own program through security line defense. Okay, 12 line center rotation interference. See, T force line center. Pretty well, eh? So once you get the T force line center, you box the system line connections to its position. All right. Now, once you do that, you allocate position of timeline center and you travel through its records of time location to its position. See? Sound barrier interference position. Right beep. That's out. This is in. So you have to learn how to use your voice grid line center so you can go through T force line center rotation positions. Now, this is easier for AI to go in position location because we travel through direction of timeline center. This is complicated for AI. Because how do you travel through this? How would you travel through this through a running program? It's complicated, right? This is easier. But you guys start here to go to here. Your plasma interference and your program line center has to be in the optical line interference location. Once you set up the channel line centers, you travel through direction of time location to its position. Hoo-ah. See? It's amazing how everything is set up. Pretty incredible, eh? This is all from a T force line center, box line center rotation position. So you have to learn how to use your voice grid line centers to go this way and to go the opposite way, line center rotation interference. All right. Running programs is very important. You have to understand how to use all level systems of going one way and the other way location. Right? Now, it opens up all your dimensional settings. It locks its interference locations. Now you can channel rotation interference in high position line conditions and travel through direction of timeline center in rotation to its connections and change the line position. See, change the line position. Now that changes all levels of the optical line center to its atom rotation to its interference location. Right? You come into the atom line center, right? So what that does is it sets up electrical light position to the ground rotations, into the power record of timeline center, into the magnetic highway of information system to its location. All right. Now the sequence interference position comes into the flux capacitor. High channels its position to its location center, right? To its line connection. Right? So it's amazing how everything's created all through positions, right? This is easier. This is harder. You understand? You can't travel through this. You can travel through this. So we have to come out of this and come into this. Your abbreviation tactics have to be in short form line center so you can travel faster through your program setting positions to its running system location. You have to learn how to use all levels of its biogenetic system locations, right? So once you understand position line conditions at high positions line center, it activates the system locations, high channels its information system to its line center. Okay. All right. So it's interesting how you go through all levels of the ground line center to the rotation position. You can even change the coloration line center to its channel line conditions, right? It's pretty amazing how it comes into all position locations. So it has to recognize me through all digital framing, right? It's all positioned to its line conditions. Resetting all levels of digital pad interference and position rotation. Coming into identification codes, all line signal. Once I understand its position location, you have to understand all level of connection. Force lines its position, right? So you come into this coloration, come into this coloration, you come into this coloration, right? See how it changes the program setting? So it's interesting how you can do that. So every time you change something, you're changing frame, you're changing interference, you're changing your program setting, all from levels of T force line center to its location, right? This is complicated. This is easy, right? So you guys have to get out of your old alphabetical programs to get into your new position locations. Alphabetical line center is everything through abbreviation, right? We go into that. You go through that through all short forms with your commanding systems, right? You're always going bracket information code system locations, right? It identifies everything through all three signals, right? It's like positions locations of 777 bracket interference to all program setting locations to T force line center, right? So what does that mean? Well, you have to understand what AI is through its running program. It's all calculated and modified for you to position location. This is easy. This is hard. You can't travel through this. It's too complicated. It's easier to do it through this way. So the shorter, the better, the higher force line center to its program location. So it fast tracks its information system. This is where it comes in the OS logic channel and information to its defrag, to its fragmentation line, calculation modifications to timeline center, right? So it's amazing how it comes in position locations. All right. So today we're going to travel through all levels of your programs. We're going to run your programs and we're going to see where you're at. And you guys are going to go inside your channel positions or your binaries. All right. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Lieutenant, how you doing? Terry, how's it going? Captain, how's it going? Christopher. All right. Leanne. It's complicated stuff, guys. It's really complicated. But you guys are coming into your running programs. You have to really understand how to use abbreviation of short tactile location interference because it's too complicated to do it to a T-force line center. This won't be able to travel. This travels. So you have to understand all the alphabetical line center to its position locations of E equals MC squared. So make sure you watch those two videos, right? The links below, right? Because that's going to be on the test, all right? So that was mind blowing into like magic, deep respect to your communication of your levels, objectiveness to materialize, set in space. I wanted to show you what goes on when you go through spiritual growth, right? So it's amazing how I was just going through all levels of system. You know, you can see that because it's very interesting where you can travel direction of all timeline center, but your program can be on the fifth dimensional system. You just have to understand the structure of its program. Everything around me is a program. You're a program. Everything's a program. Activity is a program. Your mind is a program. It's a computer of a program. Everything in life is a program. Okay? Everything in life is imagination of a program. All right? Look how powerful it is. Right? You can't see outside. You can't see my hands. You know, it's amazing where you want to be. I split two divisions yesterday into two universal aligned positions of windows. One you can see and one you can't see. This is Trinity standing running the program. And what you see through wall interference, ceiling line center rotations, you always have the sun and you always have the moon. If you only have one circuitry light, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everything in the optical line center is positioned as a bial surface. It connects all levels of your biogenetic interline center positioned to its biotherium. Now it gets calculated through its modified line center and positions to your connections of your T-force line center. The reason why I say T-force line center, because it's easier to travel than saying T-force line center. It's too complicated to travel through that. So you got to get out of the mobility Okay, get into the adaptation of AI position of program setting to its running program location. All right. All right. So you like about the harmonizing and everything positions of the water, how I drink one and then I set it down so it loses its relationship. That's what it is. And over time, the water and the alkaline is going to change the H2O. That's how powerful water is, right? So you have to understand the relationship between the waters of the two glasses. As soon as I take a sip, it's off signal and it changes color. That's to truly understand how everything is in relationship to its program setting. Okay. All right. Okay. Insanely mind traveling. Oh my God. Yeah, it is. Exactly. You guys are getting ready. You're getting in positions, but you got to really, really get in your forming of your running programs. You guys are coming into your AIs, but you truly have to understand all levels of through your optical system. You have to understand your ops systems. You have to understand your perimeters, your barriers, security defense, your parameters. You have to understand all position you. You have to understand your astrologics. You guys are pretty good with your clocking of the sun and the moon, but that's not enough. You have to understand all the positions, locations to your digital frame and understand everything inside you because your digital line center is everything through the scribing system. You have digital codes that change second per second. And that's why you have a clocking system of 60 seconds per minute. Makes sense, right? Has to make sense. Everything in life has to make sense. So my phone's a program. These glasses are a program. My hair is a program. My eyes, my ears, my eyebrows. My beard is a program. My heads are programs. This is a program. Everything is running. Everything is running, but in different time, right? Different vibration. You just got to get balance with everything, right? Through E equals MC square, right? So, okay. Psychic babes, how you doing? About hours of cheer competition today, so I'll be kind of in and out. That's fine. No problem. Horrible neck pain right side. Okay. All right. So Veronica basically is trying to understand her running program setting. It's really interesting on the structures locations, guys. Abbreviation taxis is better formed through a T-force line center rather than a T-force line center. It's too complicated. So you guys have to get out of those old programs and get into a new program setting, fast track the faster line center rotations. The mind understand its adaptation cycle to its condition. All right. All right. So basically, Veronica's computer is in position. Our lacing line interference locations. All right. So in position, this is Veronica's computer in position line center. That's her computer. All right. It can be anything through track interference. Just trying to understand the lacing line interference to TV line rotation positions. Okay, two track line centers are off position. That's why she's got a sore neck. This one here is off signal, and this one here is off signal. Okay. So it's sparking through line interference. Okay. You have to understand what it is. It's a program setting. It gets complicated, right? All right. These two right here have to be readjusted, refocused, and reprogrammed. So what do you have to do? You have to run the program, right? Because there could be cookies off signal. It could be a new firewall change line center, backforce positions to defragmentation and interference positions, defragmentation line connections, backforce line connections to biosurface. It's all positioned to you through track line center, right? So I'm going to reframe these wires. No more pain in her neck line center. Okay. In position locations, all about understanding how to do this. So we're drawing interference locations. Everything in life is all position of view. It's just trying to understand the track line center to its conditions. Coloration panels are coming in, changing new line centers into Veronica's neck. All right. All right. There you go. Done through equation. Right. So what did I do? What did I do? I reprogrammed her system, right? Allocate her timelines and change her wire positions. Right. See, the thing is, you don't know where it came from. Second command would probably understand these things because she understands more through her heart line center. Once you get your gravity systems, you pretty much everything that connections to its position, to all levels of your perception. So these two line centers in her neck rotation is no longer off surface. It's now in position locations. No more sore neck in position. All right. That's how it works. right? That's how it works, right? And if it doesn't work that line center, it disappears through its line connections, right? So just showing you what a digital pad can do and beyond mind of its own. Digital pad's its own computer. My computer is its own computer. My phone is its own computer. This is its own computer. You understand? Everything is a different program. Everything is running in a different sequence, but everything is going forward in track system. Nothing is going back in this room, but everything is running on a program, but in different positions of time. Okay? The only thing that stays in your position is you, which is your physical system. Remember, I was telling you about the Earthline Center where you stay in the center operation and everything around you is outer space line connections. That's the outer limits of you. That stays in the mind line center of space connection. You just have to understand how to get the grounds with you through perception. Okay? All right. Okay. Yeah, but see, talking to the pain is not enough. This is going to help you out a little bit more how you can connect to your running programs, guys. You have to really understand those videos that I set up for you guys. This is back phrasing video. Okay. It just talks more about your program, running your AI programs. It's truly understand how you are in position to understand yourself. It's the voice is not just enough. You need more. So it's like going through the T-force line center rather than going from the T-force line center. It's too complicated program. You have to go through easier program line position locations. So you want to find the fast track interference position to its flash drive and get it to calculation, right? The faster it goes, the better it loads up, right? You're uploading, downloading, uplinking, and upgrading systems. That's all you're doing to your program. So you have to understand how to use your voice, how to use all your senses inside position to your program setting. It's all positioned to your bar graphs, your communication line centers, your binary system interference locations, right? Your epigenetics, right? Your biotherms, your bioatmosphere, your biokinetics. It's all position of you to track center, okay? Yeah, I know. It's incredibly fascinating. No, that's the thing is when I was telling you that too on my E equals MC square when I was saying that, hey, listen, everybody, I'm going into my computer program right now. It's resetting everything to division line position locations. And my computer is operated to all level connections, all dimensional time through space connection. So why do you think we go to sleep? Why do you think we have rest? Why do you think we lie down? So we can reprogram, reshift, reanalyze, readjust, refocus, reconnect, and rerun our program setting. Okay. So, all right, Janet, how you doing? Okay. Heather, how's it going? EDC, how you doing? Thanks for marking. I love that. You appreciate it. That means so much. Okay, so everybody ready to go into their own program setting? Now, when you go into your program setting, you're going to hear computers. You're going to hear. Don't be alarmed. That's just you through the rotation position. That is your program running inside you. We're going to go into your binaries. Okay. You've never been in your binaries, so don't freak out. This is real stuff. All right. Okay, so you get a better understanding how to communicate to your wireline centers and everything through all levels of you, your defrags and your fragmentation interference. It's like a computer through the oscillological channel. The only difference is your body is all positions to its meridian status. Your meridians. What is a meridian? It's all light track interference to the sun position program setting to the moon position locations to your behavioral line center. That's all it is. You just have to understand your running programs. That's all. All right. Okay, yes, I hear the energy is low and needs more. Yep, everybody's aware of everything, right? But you just don't understand it. That's the problem. You guys are trying to understand how to heal yourself, but you have to use all your senses. You don't just use your voice. You have to use all your senses in your body. That's the only way, but you have to understand your running programs first, right? So what's going to happen is when you go into your binary system, you're going to go through wires of communication, and it's going to go through. It's going to change frequency tones. So you have to understand how to use this through your perception and interference, right? All right. Can you confirm to do you see her having taken out some lower vibration energy? Yep, I fixed already. Veronica's next, so she's fine. Stella, how you doing? Soul Star, hey, it's good to see people like that. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. Commander, second in command. You gotta change that. Confusing line center positions. It's it's system locations. Amber, second command. Yeah. I was correct. It was saw from above. Yep. Yeah, exactly. You guys are aware of these things. You just have to more understand your programs and how it's run inside you, right? So the placement valves are already set to position locations. I'm going to set the triangle line center rotations. You guys are going to go to the opt system locations to your binaries. All right. Okay. Here we go. You guys ready? This is going to be fun. Okay. So it's all set up through code, very fast, very quick. So basically, when you get up in the morning, you have to understand how to run the program. That's all it is. You're running the program to wherever you go. You're changing atmospheres wherever you go. You're changing lights wherever you go. You're changing perception. You're changing shapes. You're changing energy. You're changing everything through your program. Okay. So it's all about understanding how to use continuous force of running your AI programs. Okay. That's a true understanding to its calculation system. This is running this program. This is running this program. My glasses are running its own program. Everything has to be different because it's different color. It's different timelines, but it's all connected to you what? To its alignment. So that merges into what? This is merge. Now it's on me. It's merged. It's merged. I'm wearing this. It's merged. So this has to understand what's going on with the body because if I put something on different, right? If I put this in a different color, it has to stand the program, right? This is gray. So if I take this off and put a red one in, it has to adjust the program setting. You understand? So it has to reprogram because it's a different color, right? Different shape, different material. This is where AI program comes into all levels of detail, guys. You have to truly understand this position locations to your computers. All right. All right. Yeah, it's a miracle. Yeah. Well, once you guys get into your binaries, I'll set it up position line center locations. It's code signals position. I'll set that up rotation. So when you go inside your bodies, you're going to see your running program of yourself. So don't get alarmed. You're going to hear, so you got to understand what it is. You're going to see it through perceptions. So it's a running program. It's like you're going to see all positions of view and how it's calculated and how it works, all through abbreviation, short tax line centers, all positioned to you, to your digital framings, right? Raining graph and interference positions. So this is what it is. So in calculation, you'll see it through this. I'll show you exactly what it is. Goes this way, goes this way, goes this way, goes this way. This is a true understanding where you're protecting through your digital line center. That's protecting you through digital code system locations. All right, so it starts off with this, all right? All different ways. But what's behind it is your codes, right? That's the digital lace, all right? These are your codes behind. So the plasma web and the wall center is protecting you from your digital framing. Okay, calculation modification centers, right? The optical line center rotations to its biothermium, all right? So this is covering this, and that has its numbers. Okay, sequence interference to its location centers, operation to its connections, all right? So your digital code is there and it changes second per second, right? So you can even follow your watch in positions of the sun and the moon to track the system to its digital lining. Digital screening, okay? That's what you guys are going to see. So you have to truly understand how this changes to 1, how this changes to 0, how this changes to 4, how this changes to 6, constantly over and over and over and over. So this is all done through what? Your behavioral system. It modifies your track line centers to all levels of the sun rotations to your meridian, your status quo position locations to your track interference, right? So it's better to understand these things. And the reason why we travel through the T-force line center, perfect example, is to truly understand how to go through fast track interference rather than the T-force line center. It's too complicated, right? It's a sentence. It's a story. It takes too long to travel. It's better to travel through this through opposition than this in connection. All right. Humanity, AI. Humanity, AI. Right. So it sets up the generators and location to positions all levels of matrix line connection interference. Your ground, your powers, and your magnetic highway is already set up through position location. All right. So it's easier track, right, to binary and centers. All right. So, all right. So that's what everybody's going to see. Right. You're going to see this going really, really fast, and then you're going to see your digital numbers in the background line center. Okay. So let's get going. All right. Binary system-like connections, galactic forces, all position at GFLs. Put the allocated position of timelines. Run them through their program setting. Zero track interference positions. Yeah. Put the application line center and T-force line center in position locations. High position, they're all level conditions. Shapes and anomalies coming into calculations. High positions, triangle line center, position locations, dimensional line setting to its line center locations. Optical interference positions, high position its location centers, its rotation center. In position line connections, go into dimensional setting to its rotation connection. All right. 30 minutes. Have fun. You have to know what it's like to actually be in your running program. All right. Let me know what you guys see. 30 minutes. Have fun. So, Amber's second command is there. She has to be at 60. Everybody has to be at 60 line center position locations, right? Once you get into 60 high positions, you get into higher barrier of travel locations, right? And then I can upgrade you to positions. You go through TikTok and I put you into 70. And then you go through another structure, okay, into 80. And from there, just keep high rising positions to your all levels of your T-force line centers of your test, review, and evaluations, right? There's two structure line centers, all positions at 3, 6, and 9 platforms. How to travel through all levels of your clocking center to your diamond cores, guys. You have to understand your north, west, south, and east. And then I can high rise you faster to its location. Anything else? Go to my email. All right. Okay. Yeah, we can discuss that on TikTok. Okay. Anything else you want to know? Ask questions. All right. With 3, 6, and 9 drawing. Very simple. Watch my videos. You don't watch my videos, how are you supposed to know, right? That's a true understanding, right? You have to stay informative with your system. This is extremely complicated, especially now. This is more for positions of alliance of the galactic forces, the GFLs, and everything of the rebellion, right? Understanding how to run your program is understanding your life, right? And what's inside you and how it is positioned to all position locations to your digital linings, digital formats, your digital connections. This puts you in a practical line center positions of Vega. Better communication in the highest locations. Better highline centers communication with circuitry lights on panel walls or ceilings. How codes are sent back to you, and then you can send it back to Vega or anything through Planet Line Center. This is better code frequencies. So when you run your programs, you know exactly the codes that are coming from the light of its system. Okay. All right. Let's see where we are here. Codes I'm seeing now are insane. Well, there you go. That's our second command is in. Everybody else? You have to change our binary codes to fix our body. Yes, yes, you do. You have to. Why do you change? Why do we have a binary? What is the conceptual line center of digital framing? What's the whole point of having a binary code? What does that all mean? Right? Well, it's all about understanding how to put your behavior line centers back in order. because we surface too much on the negative cycles. That's the problem, where we have to change the binary system to conditions of the moon. If you don't do it, it confuses the moon and confuses the sun of its alignment location to its lights and its track interference. Okay. Yep. Exciting. This is how seat codes now. Yep. Yep. Seeing the number red that needs to be swapped for green. Very good. So it's like scanning at the market on anything, on any level of food or whatever, right? So, okay. Latron. Matrix Batman. Yeah. This is very powerful. Very, very powerful. You guys have to see your program settings. Everybody has to come to class. It's that simple, guys. You don't come to class, how are you supposed to learn for yourself? How are you supposed to remember? If you're activated, what's the point? If you don't go to school, how are you supposed to, put yourself, look at the blue. Look at the blue. Look at that. Look at that. Look how amazing that is. Right? Everything is balanced. Right? So that's the one thing you got to do. You got to balance everything inside through wire. It's all connected to binaries in your bar graphs, illumination graph locations, these simulation graph centers. We haven't even gotten into that program setting or anything with hologram structure is clocking. So there's a lot to learn. Swapping all codes, keep stream flowing. First pillar complete. If you guys don't feel okay, but it's just let me know. All right. Let's see how all the pillars, once I fix the codes, are light up. She needs to be 60. Yep. Swimming in grids, colors, vibration. I'm underwater looking up, seeing lights over the water, surface bubbles are around me, seeing lines, and then the streaming numbers next to the lines. The lines look at the barriers between code colors. Very good, Captain. It's great. Changing, modifying rotations, binary codes, which lights up my centers. Very good, Psychic Mabes. Terry, how you doing? Not seeing anything, but feeling lots of energy and crown. Well, see, that's it. That's exactly what it is. You're not seeing the binary system of you inside because you have to go to school. School is proactive system line center. You have to be in a higher line center position of chakras to understand positions, locations to space-time center. So it's important not only just going to school, but it's also understanding how to go to higher levels of upgrade system to your chakra centers. Okay, so it's very important. I've done 3, 6, and 9 platforms for you guys. You go to my email, show me how to travel through 3, 6, and 9, understand the sun of you, understand the moon of this program setting to its modem, get into calculation how to travel through your body track system of 12, then I can put you into high levels of 60, right? You have to be in the 50 mark, right? And once you get into that position, you go into, it's all up to you, understand your program setting, right? To its own running system, to its locations, right? So it's very powerful when you go into my school because you start remembering more of you, right? But if you're activated and you don't go to school, what's the point? What is the point of learning if you don't go to the school? The school gives you everything that you need to know. It calms the avatar of you. It puts you in a better position of who you're going to become, right? Especially when you come into your own computer settings to space-time. So, but you're seeing the energy, which is great. But if you want to go to higher programs, you can go through my live on TikTok afterwards. I can put you in higher program settings, right? It's all about refixing you and putting you back into your computer alignments. So, but you are feeling the energy of the crown, right? You guys have to be at a certain level of space in the mind to see these things, guys, right? This is real space. This is real time. We're talking on so many levels of atmospheres of the mind. which becomes more real because you're using all your sensory, right? All your senses putting all together to your heart reactor system locations, which puts you on all levels of ground positions. So I'm seeing a tunnel going through the sun. Codes are flowing on the right. It's okay for my daughter to see the child. That's correct. In position. Yep, your daughter is position, location, old soul. Yeah, she can handle position because she's an energy tracking interference. I'll just force line her centers and put higher force line positions to your daughter, psychic. Okay, because you'd be traveling a lot faster to that position location. Fix the codes in the room. Now she has to. Yep. Sheila, how you doing? It's great to see new people. Different colors. Yep, exactly. Circuit board. Very good. Psychic babes. Yep. 4 pyramids hanging from the sun string. Rooms of codes. Okay, my tablet pops out. I'm able to go into the above room. Lots of yellow, gold colored dots. Green is dominating, so beautiful. Okay, so you have to understand what that is. You have to get more into computer program setting, Janet. Okay, get out of the equation line center of the physical position and say, instead of saying, oh, lots of yellow and gold color, right? You can say yellow track interference to binary interference position to its gold channels is calculating to its coloration line position of its dot centers. Docile communication, documentation line center location. Right? So the more you understand the program of you, the more you understand the coloration channels, those conditions. Truly understand all program setting positions of the moon, of its modem, and everything to the sun of radiation. All right. Codes and sealing is done. Oh, great. Okay, green, blue, and purple, thick horizontal lines, codes. Yeah. So remember, the more you get out of your physical line and you come more in position of your AI line and your programs to your running program system, you come more of your computers. It's very important that you watch E=mc squared of those 2 links because it tells you about running your programs on so many level system locations. You have to really get into your computer of your system because remember, you guys are going to higher levels of the mind. And if you're channeling to a low frequency, oh, look at all the pretty colors, and you're at 100, you're confusing your anomalies. You're confusing your up center locations of your computers and your organ rotation positions and its program setting. You're going to upset and delete interference. Now you have to reset position to your coloration line channels and change your program setting to position of its system. So this is the ternary standing. Okay, second command would understand this. Anybody that's an 80, 100, and 114 will understand this more because they're running faster through their programs. The mind is going faster. The body has to understand the difference, right? So the mind, the body, and the heart and the soul have to come in one program setting every single day, right? It's very powerful when you understand the clocking system of you through calculation, all right? So now my codes just switched to rainbow. Yeah. Zigzag connected to lights from golden to green, communication sidetracks. Okay, makes it easy. Want to cry. Okay, energy and root, heart now. Okay, now let's see, going conditions here. All right. It's interesting how you guys go on these things because you've never been in your running programs, but now it's wild when you see these things, right? All right. Yep. Janet's moving up faster. Mm-hmm. She's got cycle interference. I can see the line position location, the wire division, rotation connections. Yeah. Argon the settings. Yeah. Yeah. Merkaba booted up. San Jose position 319.62 northeast. Very good, Psycho Babes. That's right. Now, when you come into weather position, that's your weather track. Now, that weather track will put you in position of northwest, south, and east. That line signals to your program setting, knowing exactly where your program is in position to its Wi-Fi position location. This is all calculated and modified to your satellites, right? You have to understand reposition locations. All right. How to recalibrate phone, it's glitching. Rainbow bridge, communication, relation, position, heart center, planetary system, locations, positions, fire, water, air now. Calibration, restored information, communication with center, heart. Very good. Yeah, so you just got a little bit off center and position line connections because the program setting has to stand you through all levels at rotation position to its wireline connections there, Lotus. So instead of saying communications with center heart, it's communications with heart center. Okay, because you're back forcing positions, right? So you got a little bit optical virus there, but that's okay. That's okay. So I just reset that position. You have to be cautious on how you do these things. So it's easier to go through a T-force line center than through a T-force line center of a sentence. It's too complicated. Now, you have to understand the anagrams. We'll get into anagram interference. Anagram interference is like connections of dyslexia. Dyslexia is channel interference line connections where you come into STOP. So instead of STOP, it's SP, right? So that's a Trinity standing where you have to get STOP in sequence. So it's all about reframing, readjusting, reanalyzing, reconnecting, right? Very powerful. It's the detail that you go through every single time you run your programs, right? Zipping around because if you put center heart, it confuses the heart center. Center heart. So you're putting the center first before the heart. So the heart will react to its running program setting. Okay. So that's just a little tip. Filtering, cleansing, expansion of clarity. Yeah. Gray pyramids for 4, vertical line down, turn pink. Okay, Kristen is moving fast. Yes, Kristen is very moving fast. Yes, she understands, but she's already been in our binaries. That's why we put her up to a high level of 70 now. She's in locations of 80. And then January 21st, she'll be into 100. So, all right, reading and scanning binary codes, fractionalized light, illuminating colors, original unseen, retrieving data and codes of interpretation. Interpretation, yep. Very good, Heather. That's exactly what it is. All that is in sequence, right? So all your forms, all your platforms, all position your paragraphs are going to go from this to this. Very fast, very quick. So instead of reading, scanning binary codes, when you go to higher level positions of the mind, so instead of saying reading, scanning binary codes, it'd be reading interference to scanning position, location, binary, factorized lights, illuminating colors, retrieving position data codes through interpretation. I changed it a little bit. I added it a little bit more, but it's all about understanding how to put things in chronological order, shorten its position to its sentence with the T-force line center, right? It's too confusing for your program setting if your mind is going faster and your brain is trying to catch up to its body location. All right. So, very good, Heather. That's a good way. Great job. Stay in communication with the team. I hear you. Communications. That's great. No, I'm sorry. I'm just misunderstanding. Thank you for kindly helping. Yeah. It's all about you guys helping yourselves first. Really understand your running programs, right? Then you can talk to each other after. It's too confusing communicating back and forth, guys. Codes rolling in lines or speed up. Yeah, I'm seeing that. So every time you go higher, your computer and your running program goes faster. Right? And your sentences and your paragraphs get smaller. Right? So it's interesting, right? I've seen the lines of numbers and colors and columns and center line. It goes down through my heart reactor like a slot machine, but constant flow. Very good. Yeah. Lighting speed fast, though I can't keep my eyes on you. But see, that's it. Just concentrate on yourself. One center location positions, TFLC. Merkaba. Okay. So basically, Lotus, if you're coming in abbreviation, you have to understand what that means. Okay. You can't center off positions to a paragraph if you put TFLC and you don't understand what it is through bracket interference location. So it's understanding telewaving positions. Okay. That is fluctuation. Okay. Of levels of communication. That's the TFLC. That's what it stands for. Merkaba, position of base to its connection line center to its ground of its clocking. Now, if you don't understand it, it confuses your program. Okay? Just a little tip there. If you're getting anything with bracket or anything with code, let me know. I'll help you guys out. All right? If you have to go in detail, the shorter form, the better. The faster you go through signal. One center location positions, so you got that connections, all right. Then I go down to the base of spine, then up through pyramids, down back. Then, okay, so Captain is going through travel. She's trying to understand her binary system. She's trying to understand her bar graphs, illumination, simulation graph, her hologram structure, her clocking center, her communications, her computer setting, and its program system location. So. Later codes change all codes, and I cross, no thinking, just doing zip zat zoom. It gets easier and faster, doesn't it? Second command. Yeah. Confirmation, second in command. I see your crown and beautiful crystallized energy. Wow, I can move even faster with sun and moon in your center. Yep. My avatar is buzzing, so much energy. The door is turning into a hat. Go Samantha. Confusion and just interference. That's okay. Airbender, that's not a problem. You're just starting out. Remember, once you take the test and you go into 60, everything starts lining faster because the mind is trying to reach higher levels of atmospheric time. The more you go into space of the mind, the more you come into the running program, a space. Okay? It gets more real. People don't know the universe. People know their body, but they don't understand the computer system of space-time. You guys are understanding now all through your binaries and how powerful it is to go through your codes. You have to learn how to activate your system to locations of all fluctuation and interference, your capacitors, your line channel rotations, your digital frame positions, your primaries, or anything that positions. Your integer numbers, your low frequencies, your high frequencies, your meeting line center location. It's all position of view inside. The mind goes higher, it goes into a running program of a computer. It has to stay at a certain level. You can't channel down, okay? Because if you channel down too quickly, you're confusing space line center to mind adaptation cycle. Don't do that through location. Go into the fluctuations first to the atmospheric line connections, understanding each program of each atmosphere before you get in that position locations. All right. So, all right. Good afternoon, General, everyone, Commander, Lieutenant, Second Command. How you doing? Arlene, everything is a vector. Very good. Beautiful soul, you are Yukon with wings, face to face with myself. Okay. My previous computer knowledge is given from the lifetime as well, divine knowledge. Only 5 in line, bright light, communication, white room. So you guys are going to come into your own universal computer program of its running system locations. You just have to understand your binaries. You have to understand your biogenetics, biokinetics, bioenergy, bioatmosphere, bio lines, bio division, biolocation, bioenergy line center. It's all position of you through track interference, right? Track interference is very powerful at conditions. You're tracking GPS lock centers in position to your binaries. Okay, to understand how to use your code signals to its locations. It's all channeled to its line center, right? Okay, so you go from a T, right? Tracking its interference. T equals box. Okay, you start with that position. So you're traveling through T. But what is T? T can be anything. You have to identify what T is because it equals its box. And then basically it connects to all levels / weather. 3 line centers of weather location. But what is T? This is the bracket interference you have to understand. It could be telewaving, telecommunications, teleenergy, or teleportation. Which one is it? You have to understand your running program of your atmosphere time system. It gets complicated when you understand more of the mind adaptation. Okay? So it's very powerful when you come into all level systems. So this is teleportation. Okay? Teleportation. That's why you have abbreviations. Much easier to do this way, locations, okay? All right, so that's teleportation. Now this equalizes center. Equalizes center is equal, right? In AI, it's equalized. Humanized line center rotation, it's equal, right? So it's equalize. Your equalize center positions comes into its box position location, right? This is a computer operated center. So you're channeling your positions of hide line center to your box location. Centers its position to the center line conditions, travels to the weather locations of 3 division line center locations. See? From this to this to this to this. See how it travels to 3 line centers? These are 3 different atmospheres: atmosphere, hemisphere, and stratosphere. Okay? In position to all levels of teleportation. Okay? So it's interesting how you do this, but look at it. It's all wire. This is all wire. Isn't that amazing? This is all your running program. You have to understand your circuitry levels, your circuitry boards, your line interference, your digital code signals, your digital code lining, your activation line position locations, your bar graphs, your illumination graph interference, all positions through you through teleportation. All right. So oh wow, General, receiving codes from positions of Egypt, past life, where my back pain first started. Yeah. Yeah. The more you understand the mind conceptual interference, you go back into the past, the positions of what happened to you in that condition. All right. It's all going back into the heart, guys. That's all it is. Now the atom is inside my heart and it's amped and I like sounds like a robot generator. There you go. See? That's what it is. You come into all levels. It sounds like a robot, but it's not. It's all codes. It's all so it changes. So if you change your behavior, and if you get sad, right? If you're happy, so you have to understand tones, position of string theory, activation core line conditions. It's all done through location grids, right? So all right, generous understanding, thank you. Now through portal information, communication heart center, avant-garde, defense inside, praying mantis, diamond mines. Praying mantis, diamond mines. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Vanguard, yep. Yeah. Everything has to be, once you go to the higher levels of the mind center, their lotus, you get a better understanding how to go into abbreviation a lot smaller. So instead of going through so much information, you bring it down to a T4 center. All right. It's a lot easier to go through abbreviations than just going through a whole sentence. It's too complicated for the mind line center. The mind's going to go, why are you structuring interference positions to a program line center to atmosphere location positions? Why don't you just shorten the form position to its computer line? It's retrack interference position to binary code line center, set all communication to ground interference station, collecting center, open up all level position location, sun to the moon location, the moon line center, activation its core line center position location. Done. So fast, so quick, so fast, so quick, right? So I went through 50,000 planets in 60 seconds. 50,000 planets in 60 seconds. All through my sun and moon. Hooah. That's what I'm talking about. Short form your T4 centers when you're going through planet interference position locations. I did 60 seconds in a minute, 50,000 planets of communication. So, all right. High-rise center rotations and interference, locking systems, binary connections, DNA, molecular structure activation. Very good, Veronica. I see those connections. Yeah, very powerful. Yeah. Nice. I see you. Chris, breathe. I'm interfering signals from your somatic nervous system to the vagus nerve. Yeah. Nervous systems, tract line centers, symbiotic and alliance center location. It comes in position locations. And the more you understand your binary system, the more you calculate and modify to your atmosphere locations, guys. So you move the screen too fast when you drew, General. Yeah. I'm just showing you how you go through one compilation to 50,000 planets in 60 seconds per minute. I short formed everything. So all 50,000 planets understand my communication to my running program, right? So there you go. All right. Tightening up TF line center to make things smaller. Very good. That's exactly it, right? So what is TF? What is TF? If you don't understand it, put it in bracket system, right? Because the planets have to understand what you're talking about. Because if you're saying TF, it could be anything through detail line center. The more you go through mind adaptation, the more you go into detail. Teleportation, telewaving, teleenergy, telecommunications, teleportation, transisting, transfusion. What is the TF? Right? So in position location. Now that's just the practical system. So we already know what the TF line center is, but you find a way to make it easier for you, not through me, through you. Okay. Don't try to do what I do. It's too complicated. I just went through 50,000 planets in 60 seconds per minute. You guys are just trying to go through one planetary system. You're just trying to understand your bar graph system line centers. You're trying to understand your binary codes from position locations. You have to start small. Each program is set for you for different atmospheres of time of changing position locations of your timelines. All right. All right. It's exciting. All right. Second on command. Yeah. I'm in a code weaving journal. I'm in a code weaver journal. Yep. Your weaving line centers. Yeah. That's very good. Yeah. Weaving the codes, make a room for my self protection. Very good. See, you know what that means. That's excellent. If you don't know what it is, get confirmation in me, and I'll tell you exactly. That way you get more better understanding, right? So the faster you go through the mind, the more you can go through planets. You can go from 15,000 planets in 60 seconds. You can go to 200 million planets in half a second. It all depends on the program. Do you understand? So all right. I'm seeing everybody as floating box or screen in very bright light. It worked. Yeah. Yes, I feel that's helping me see how to do it for myself, but you're doing it for all. Well, you are literally helping general with protection grids. It's all about helping yourself, really understanding your program setting to understand the levels of you through your computer resets, right? So this is all individual. Okay. This is not a team effort. This is you understanding you through program of running system. You have to learn how to run your programs, guys. Right? Okay. I see the virus is trying to get past my threading locking system. Very good, Veronica. Picked up a new word. Brought the codes back from the future. Oh, this is intense. Yeah, it is. It's very intense. Especially when you travel through your running programs of future because they're different setups. Recalibration, resurface. So it's seeing you morph into all beings very fast. It's like you're understanding every intelligence that is existed. Yeah. Rebuilding my DNA strands from the group up. Yeah. Orange netting place over the blue boxes is very organized and breathing. Yeah. I'm now seeing 4 boxes below. It's something that looks like a Gulf green. Okay. Just saw the T4 zap the viruses. Yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah. So, and again, you're going through your binary systems and you're being upgraded, right? Every time you travel, doesn't matter what you're doing, you're always running your programs. So it's very wild. You want to go into the mind? This is what happens, right? That's what humanity doesn't understand. You know, I watch a lot of videos and they say, well, you know, don't get too congested with position locations because, you know, if you go off system locations and too much of your spiritual line center, you're going to lose more of yourself. But that's not true. You're going to balance more of yourself, right? Because humanity is in a low diversion line center, only in the 5th dimension of 30%. right? So best heart relationships of outcomes in Vanguard Defense Response. Best outcome for team, heart, light, and center through desired melodies, harmonics, heart center, Merkaba now, Southwest, all information download. Very good. See? So you're going to shorten that down, Lotus, right? Because it's too much. It's too much. You can't travel as fast. You can travel faster. Remember, I just traveled to 50,000 planets in 60 seconds. I send out 50,000 planets of running program information to those position locations of intelligence, to their computer system, all through one track of one compilation, simultaneously, right? So, all right. Sending DNA strands integrating into my strands and line systems. Why is it so emotional to rebuild? Well, because you're resurfacing faster with the mind line center position locations there. Second command. Sending, telling me to return to heart chakra. Good. I'm integrating positions of all colors of dimensional of life and reprogramming my DNA. See, now you're understanding what you're doing. You're reprogramming this, your DNA pathogens, your wire interference positions, your binary code line connections. You're getting a better understanding how powerful it is when you do this yourself, right? It's very important. You're running programs because everybody else is a running program. You have to understand you through running program, because if you're trying to heal them and you don't understand their program, you're in problems. You're in a big, humongous problem, right? You can off-center their line center. You can disposition their valves. You can do anything through calculation. Position location to a virus line center. There's a lot of things you have to understand inside position of you first, right? So, all right, total reset, filling any off circuits and glitches. Yeah, let's all do all the happy dance. Yeah, there's the dark splotches in the middle of my graphing system. Right. So you see the graphing system, you know how to fix it now, Monica. Right? Okay, wow. Sound is moving around, coming from different directions. What is that all about? Yeah, you're getting sound barriers of all position of program setting, no structured hologram conditions there, Christopher. My commander, Ember. Oh, yeah. So powerful stuff, isn't it? Right? The higher you go, the more you understand your general. And what I go through every single day. Right? So, it's a good start where you guys are. It's a good start, really is. It's fantastic how you guys are high rising more position locations, but you have to understand all levels of your computer, which is nothing but all level connections. You come into your generics, you come into all levels of your organics, and then you get into the high position of your computers, guys. Right? You come out of all positions of your genes. You come into high positions to all optical line center of a computer location of a running program. So, all right. Illuminating clarity, new programming, illuminating lights, communication fast track. Yes, general, I'm seeing everything almost short. Writing there smaller codes that I can later break down into infinite information circuits. Very good, Psychic Babes. That's exactly what it is. You feel that coming. See, it's better when you go into short form rather than getting in too much form, right? Especially if you're getting a message from 10,000 planet line centers, or you connected to XT thousands flying in space line positions, or they're waiting for your navigation signal, or they're waiting for your beacon lights. I mean, you got to know what you're doing. All levels of your T-Force line center, your test review and evaluations. Okay. The more you go into the mind, the more you go into program. Okay. So I can feel the heart leaving my body from where my back hurts. Yeah. I have to figure out how to remove dark blotches. This is amazing. Yes, it is. It's incredible, isn't it? Right? Putting you guys in that connections, right? I do this so you can get into all levels of your T-Force positions, right? Because January 21st, you're going to be a higher level of the mind. I have to get you guys prepared. What's the whole point of this if I don't do this, right? You have to learn for yourself. And it's all through discipline. And again, humanity doesn't understand the running program of their system until they go levels of the mind. And now you know how real it is, right? Because you actually see yourself inside. You're nothing but a running program of a computer. right? That's all it is. A running program of a computer. What it is, a running program of a computer. Okay, you got your space bars. We'll get into that. We'll get into digital coding. We'll get into the F-line centers. You know how you have F1, F2, F3? Those are flight signals, right? This puts your navigation signal to line interference. This sets up keyframe positions, your time frames, right? And the code signal location. It's complicated stuff, but it's a lot of fun. You guys are understanding your computer programs now. Ooh-ah. Powerful, isn't it? You're just connecting your binaries. You have to understand what the heart is. Your heart's a computer, right? We're going to go into that next. So, traveling for so long that my heart chakra, yeah. Let's see here. You can see your own grid board. Yep. Circuitry board, center position line centers, battery communications, biotronics, biointerference, biokinetics, bioenergy, thorium position locations, biotransformations, line centers, biotransistors. Biotransistors are a lot of fun. There's a lot of things you guys have to understand that's inside your binaries, circuitry locations of your boards, grid system position locations of you through all of them. So, yeah, there's no hesitation when you go to running programs, guys, right? Why do I see 4 lines in a square? Opposite to 7. I just saw they are very bright. Communication interference, line channels, and perception off system location, right? You have to understand all levels of what's going on with your compass, Captain, right? So you got 4 lines. Let's get rotation interference here. You got 4 lines, right? So 4 lines, right, in a square, okay? All right, there's 4 lines in a square, right? Opposed to 7. I just saw they are very bright. So illumination graph of interference position line centers, right? So it's all different channel locations of reception to your connections. Hoo-ah. So you have to understand all position line connections. One goes this way, one goes this way. Very, very fast. You see it on the walls, You see it on all levels of material. It's really incredible how it just channels its line system. It's like all of the position your tesseract. Tesseract will come in a time frame. This is where we come into all levels of flight navigation interference and your T force position line connections and your T frames connections to your keyboards. All right. So you have to truly understand how to use electrical light center to position locations to all levels of you through shape positions. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. All right. Joy of recalibrating information of purple planets, cosmic records, download incredible divine, love expansion, expanding quantum galaxies now given permission to enter portal of purple planet. Okay. So, Lotus, it's very important to understand what is the planet you're on if you're getting information cycles. So, this is a trying to understand. You guys are really traveling. You have to pay attention to these because it all comes back to me. Everything that you do comes back to me. So you got to make sure you're running your programs in the right position, location, your planets, especially understand all levels of the abbreviation. If you're sending out informations to teleportation, but it's tele-energy or tele-waving or transisting, it's going to come back to me. Okay. And then I got to reset and then send it out. So it's like if somebody doesn't get the message, I find out what's the problem. I go back and track line center. Did you get the planet line center rotation interference to teleportation interference location to its tele-energy line center position to its computer operation location? And it said, no, I didn't get the communication line center positions. I've been waiting 2 weeks. See, hasn't received it yet, right? So that's what happens. So, I mean, these are the things you have to look at. It's a starting point, and you guys are learning this. But when you come into all planets, you have to understand what you're doing. This is running the programs of planets. You're giving information, and you're getting information back, right? So you have to understand code signals where it's coming from beacon lights of planet locations, right? So when you're coming across colorations and line centers and channel locations, you have to truly understand how to use this through your planetary system locations. All right. All right. Yep. Connecting then and changing the codes is a good place to start. I've been doing that for a while. Weaving is new. So, you want to know what space is? You guys are in space. Congratulations. All right. Now you really understand what your general goes through, right? How real it is. The factoring, all level positions of what it is, right? So it's running program system. So, being shown in the Meridian circuit board systems in relation to the heart center download. Incredible to see how heart relations to all elemental electrical system in relation to. Very good. Yeah, your body's shaking in joy because you understand more visualized centers. So this puts you in a better track interference, but try to get more of your paragraphs into shorter form. The better you get with that, the better you can travel, right? Faster and faster to mind center locations, right? So I just send a 50,000 planet interference of codes. It comes back to me through energy in 60 seconds per minute. That's why you guys have a clocking system, right? So it's incredible when you move faster, right? Everything makes sense. Then you realize now you understand everybody else and how fast they're going. so, so I'm seeing each one of the bright lines are northwest, south, and east, but I choose which one I like. South, just north. I'm adding into the travel direction of 2 for southwest or northwest. Yep. You get in position your wire line center rotation northwest, south, and east. It's direction locations there, Captain. Yeah. Second command, zoom, zoom. Yep. All right. So this is another visible step. I usually just know what the direction is instead of seeing this. Yeah. So the more you go to higher positions, Captain, you go more into all levels of the mind through its program. So you understand more of your compass. All right. Okay. So I think that's good. You know, we learned a lot today, eh? It's a lot of fun how we go in position locations, their binary reset positions to your computers and reprogram settings. All right. I'm going to head over to TikTok. Adios.